get going then. The one place that has normal lighting is this red door. Hi! You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. Bet you were afraid to be discovered as the murderer you are. Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. We can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. Dude. So they really are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know it all too well. Then who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided.
Okay.
I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Okay. Don't disconnect. I guess Mondo? We'll go from left to right.
What?
So whoever stuck us here even took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh? Hero?
Impossible.
Damn, we really gotta go through with this class trial thing, huh?
You know?
You wanna confess? I guess now's the time to do it. I'm telling you, I didn't do it! Sakura?
Hey.
There's no point in standing around here. Settle your resolve and step into the future. That's one way of putting it. Let's get started. Chihiro? No, I didn't want to! No!
Well then.
Yes, indeed.
I missed Chihiro and hit the elevator.
Hey,
You scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
Said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding the case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I didn't uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. Sayaka's on ice. Well, find who the real killer is. So I raise my voice to try and give myself courage. Turn, traveling with anticipation toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already in the elevator when I stepped on. The doors closed and the elevator started to move. Here we all are. Steel box descended with a heavy clunking sound to the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh,
Rather than that, is it more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Leaves to his shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. Ding! We're ready! Ah, you've arrived. Finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay. Everyone, find your assigned seats. Sit down. Hurry up now. Hurry. We did what he said and found our seats. There's no chairs. But okay. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their attention and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so the curtain on our first case opened. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, deadly betrayal, deadly riddle, deadly defense, deadly faith, deadly class trial. One save? Sure. Let's slot down. Just quickly check how long I've been recording for. I haven't even been recording for an hour. Let's fucking go. Alright, let's have a look-see. Set our skills. Got Meliodas' voice, increased damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battles, cost 3 SP. Vocabulary, increases bullet capacity, effective during the bullet time battle, cost 4 SP. Let's just put that. And we have nothing else. Wait, what was that at the bottom? He's actually responsible for Sayaka's death. Go through our truth bullets. We have Monokuma file. Just tells us everything we need to know. Evidence of struggle, replica sword sheath, searching rooms, toolkit, Ricardo's room cleanliness, Sayaka's wrist, dying message, door frame, door knob, door plates, kitchen knife, always account, trash duty, incinerator, burnt sheet piece, and a crystal ball. That is what we are fighting. Okay. Do you know what? I'm not reading that. Finish preparations and let's fucking go! Alright.
You will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Right.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, why the paintings?
What's going on with those
Yeah,
pictures?
the pictures. Why the pictures?
I feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Nope.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat?
Obvious?
There were only 15
Monokuma's
of us
seat.
to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Monokuma's sitting there, obviously.
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Okay. It's about to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. I say this right now, this is gonna be bitch to edit later. But here we are. Who decide killer is anything I found, anything I noticed, and I have to be ready to speak up about everything. This isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. First non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Sure! As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have a way to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you find during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim, then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well done. Good luck and have fun. Alright, let's do this! Got evidence of a struggle. And it's complete mouse controls, let's go.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't
Nope.
have a chance to resist.
wrong?
This is just gonna be a bitch to edit.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room was.
So, mouse controls feels weird.
With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
It'll definitely be easier later on. But the fact that the mouse cursor itself moves on its own, it has a slight circular
Sayaka and the
movement.
killer, of course.
It's very delayed.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
Nope.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
It's okay, Chihiro. It's not your fault.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder
Okay.
weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
You determined what was used to kill Sayaka. Now, kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on her.
didn't.
No, that's wrong.
But yeah, if you look at my mouse cursor, it moves in like a figure 8, and I'm not moving the
No.
mouse cursor.
I do think it
It's
was a
weird.
knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was
Yeah,
a
it
kitchen
did look
knife.
like a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder
Yep.
weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being
Yep.
a kitchen
If you
knife.
look, even looking at it from far, you can tell it's.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's got to be a breakthrough somewhere. Just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Sure. You can concentrate by holding down the space key. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. Top of that is it'll steady your aim, making it a little easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, what? You can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Make your argument. We got always a count.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret when nobody was in the dining hall.
Wow, that drained my focus thing so fast. Holy shit, that I barely held it for like a second.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. When I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, when the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Okay.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out
I
loud?
mean, he'd be the best person to ask if there was.
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife.
Thanks for that useful tidbit, Monokuma.
So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
You idiot.
Me.
You
Right.
fucking moron.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school
Not
regulations?
exactly.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's
You dumb
unwholesome.
fuck.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm
She's
so
wearing a dress, man. Have some
But if
decency.
it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Unless she was like a femboy, fucking, you don't get to just be like, oh yeah, she's a man because she's buff. No, fucking sexist bastard.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Like, look, she's wearing a school uniform with a skirt
Yeah, that's true. One
and
other
a
person
scarf.
did come to
Like,
the dining hall while
that's
we were
kind of
there.
obvious.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Oh, someone who's not here? Are you talking about?
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the
Oh.
dining hall. And then later, she wound up
Ah.
dead.
Sayaka. Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was Sayaka.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the
No,
knife?
Hina did say that.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Grab the knife that was in the kitchen.
The person who took the knife was the victim herself.
Why'd Why do that when there was a replica sword already in said room? Like,
I'm sure she just took it for
doesn't make
self-defense.
sense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with
I'm
it?
sorry, like, how loose of a oh, I'm an idiot. Never mind. Ignore my stupidness for just a sec.
In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
That's the point.
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn. If I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd agree.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah. Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Oh god. Sure. As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim, then press left mouse button. Got it. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, you run, or if you run out of time, you fail. Like, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the crime scene, but wasn't. Must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. Oh god. Hangman's Gambit. Got an H, we got an I. We got an A, we got an R. Ta-da!
Now I understand.
That's gonna be really hard later on, because
That's right.
I'm a
wasn't
little
single hair on the
dyslexic
floor.
and can't spell for shit. So,
So, the culprit
it's gonna be
removed
even
some
worse.
evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been
Yeah,
there.
but what would be the point if her dead body was in my room?
That makes sense,
No,
does it not?
not at all.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
Would have to be someone that isn't me or Sayaka. Simple.
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that
Could
means...
be me.
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't
Thank
the culprit?
you.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
Yeah, I'd say so.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about
You know
the
who
bathroom at the
Sakura
scene?
reminds me of? Fucking Kratos from God of War. I've been playing that a little recently and it just reminds me of him. Like, Jesus.
Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with
Yeah,
it?
they had to break the fucking door handle.
What do you mean?
it's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yeah, I remember. Killer struggle getting into the bathroom. The evidence that proves to it is the object the killer broke, which was the bathroom doorknob. Why is it right click?
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh?
Da-da-da-da.
The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken.
Yeah, the doorknob to the bathroom, you idiot.
See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But
So
what
when
does
someone
it
tried to
mean?
break into the bathroom by opening the doorknob. Which I guess would work if there was an actual locking mechanism. Because you could get to the locking mechanism and open it, but I still don't understand how it would work for a goddamn a door that is stuck in a door frame. I don't...
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
Yeah?
But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Like I said, it was a bewildering act. You almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? Here's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear about it? Sure. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Also, I'm realizing that everyone's character disappears and reappears at the edges of the screen. They're like darken out, it's kind of funny. Anyway, use a truth bullet on the wrong one and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge is 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to my own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun! Okay. Running up one.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
It's my room. Boys' bathroom doesn't have a lock on it.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked.
I was very close
After
to putting
all,
on the statement
girls'
before
rooms are
it,
the
not
only
gonna
ones with
lie.
walking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom
It's
door
broken.
Because it was stuck.
Stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... that's not lucky at all!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Still not understanding how they
But
would have
then
actually
why
gone
would
in
the
without
killer
actually
even think
kicking the door
was locked in the first
or
place?
down.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys'
Well,
bathrooms.
if you actually looked at the doors... Sayaka's nameplate was on my door.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. So they didn't know what the door actually couldn't have been locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime is that they didn't know the place took crime took place in my room.
I got it!
Ba-da-da-da!
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door open.
Yep.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Oh, no, we'd switched rooms.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without
God,
saving.
no.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we
Well,
think
we
did
all
it?
die except the blackened.
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority
No,
rules.
you stupid moron.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so
Yeah, what the fuck?
disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think
Yeah.
so. That seems way
Plus
too
the
convenient.
key was in our room.
Then maybe someone picked
All
the
locks are
lock?
unpickable.
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
Logical explanation.
No, that can't
Oh
be
yeah,
it
and
either.
why, Makoto?
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
She asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because we switched rooms? Is that it? A nightmare, Makoto. I believe it's that.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
You, Sayaka, no matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of being switching? You know, she could have been lying.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
Could have been lying.
What if her being scared
Thank
was a
you,
lie?
Kyoko.
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like
I
that?
wonder why.
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come and see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective
I've
shows.
actually done that before. It's quite interesting. But you can only do that if someone has like a very hard grip on the paper. It's not easy for someone who has a light touch on paper.
When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh? Makoto's room? Why would he be in Makoto's room? Couldn't she have written the note in her room? Why would she have to write the note? I don't know.
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
Can you not say Makoto with a T? Can you say it like normal?
So, Makoto, did
No,
you write
it's
this?
signed by Sayaka. Why would I write?
No, I didn't.
Why would I sign it as Sayaka?
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
No, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
Only she knows.
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Yep.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Okay. What you got to say, Celeste? Dominating plates. Okay.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms,
Oh,
correct?
she says Makoto.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
I think I figured out which one it is. That took me a little bit, I'm sorry.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto...
There you go.
No, that's wrong.
That took me a little bit longer. That's my fault.
The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
Kind of obvious if you actually looked at the doors.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right,
Yeah, 'cause
Makoto?
what would the point be?
Right? Okay, then
It's kind of obvious. There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The person who knew to switch rooms was Sayaka.
I got it!
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
Yep. Kind of obvious.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. 5 minutes, come to my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do
believe
that?
that Sayaka was trying to kill said person she brought to that room.
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
I don't think that.
We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the
Duh.
culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because her wrist is golden. Your wrist, there's no doubt. Where is it? Sayaka's wrist. It's got glittery. It's got something glittery on it.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
Nope.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
Thank you, Taka.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Yep.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Sure. You're getting used to these non-stop debates. Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spots, only one of these bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullet with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, it'll damage your influence. Press Q to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the Q key to circle through each bullet. Or you can use the mouse wheel. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded in the cylinder. For a purpose, this time the logical difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Danganronpa.